I have managed $80 million of other people's money, right? I've grown 4 businesses to over, you know what I'm saying, 6 figures.
That's crazy.
But don't think that I've never made a bad financial mistake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've lost it all twice. I've been a millionaire twice in my life.
Yo, you're not prescribed with the realest, where we say the things your friends won't say and your man gonna lie about. It's your boy Dewey Rice. And today we are here, man, with the triple OG, bruh.
The triple OG.
Triple OG. I usually let people, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. I gotta say a couple things first.
Do you think
so look, y'all know I'm a noob, you feel me? So this nigga right here, man, this one, this one right here, man. You done really been a staple, bro. You done really been a staple for me. You feel me?
Word,
you know what I'm saying? From the finances to the fashion, you feel me? Even though I gotta help you sometimes, you feel me? And just your demeanor, you know what I'm saying? Who you are as a person. So I'm glad you came on, you know what I'm saying, to show my show some love.
Man, I'm happy to be here, man. You know, it took long enough. What's this, episode 70?
Yeah, 70. Ooh, we like 76, 77. Hot. Ooh. Yeah.
I need to know, because if we 76, that's crazy.
Okay.
I was born in 76.
I
guess I am triple OG.
Yeah. Triple OG.
Yeah,
old man.
Sure.
Old ass nigga.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
But go ahead and give them a formal, what is it called? Introduction of who you are. Your name.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What you do.
Bet.
Yeah.
So Perry Jeffries. I'm the president of Diamond Equity Advisors. That's a registered investment advisory firm. So we do numbers, we do investments and retirement planning and things of that nature.
Yes, sir.
Also the founder of Cash Flow Unlocked.
Okay.
That's our podcast, and also to our online community, and also to creator of the Think Like the Bank movement. Right, where we help individuals start to think like the bank so they can get their finances in order. And we don't like to say retire early, because we think working until 65 is really wacky shit. So we're more, you know what I'm saying, hey, how quickly can we get you work optional, right? Okay, in order to do that, you got to learn how to think like the bank. Other than that, man, I'm from Akron, Ohio, 330 in the building.
Yep.
Man, I mean, what else you want to know? You want to know where I graduated from? My shoe size, I wear 14. Dewey keep trying to clown me on my Louis, talking about they fake.
They fake. I don't buy
fake.
He dedefinitely shopping on DH Gate, just to let y'all know. You feel me? DH Gate is definitely your shit.
These are definitely real. I was there. but I mean, the big thing, man, I'm a dad. Yeah, right. Facts. I'm a dad. You know, beautiful daughters, twin daughters, turning 16 in a second.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So your niece is gonna be out on the road. So watch yourself. In a car, right? You know what I'm saying?
Did they got their temps yet?
Got to temps.
Okay. They be rolling.
It got real. Oh, we've been in the whip already. It's terrifying. Okay, bet. And then big shout out to my wife, Sarah, for holding it down. Big Sarah. Yeah. I got to shout her out.
Facts.
Without her, man, it don't move the way it moves.
Hey, we
keep
talk
it 100
about that too.
Yeah,
I like that. Okay.
So that's it. And you didn't mention this. I realized you left this out.
What I leave out?
So you left out you spoke about the fashion and the finance. But you're not gonna talk about this J work. So I am a D1. I am a retired D1 athlete. Played JUCO ball in New York.
Okay,
played under legend Coach Van Gundy.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Signed, got a full ride at Tennessee State. So I just want to
So you can't hoop.
I just want you to put some.
You can't hoop, but I did outshoot you though.
I
do you remember
that?
Okay.
You outshot
back
me.
at Lifetime.
Lifetime?
Yeah.
You know what? You said I was old because my memory for sure don't recall. If that, because I don't recall ever getting outshot. I can do a lot of things I can't do, but one thing I could do is shoot the pill. So I mean. But it was maybe one of those times I was trying to mentor you and get your confidence up.
You try to give me the win.
Yeah.
Okay,
sometimes you got to do it. I do with my daughter. That's a lie. That's a lie. I don't let my daughter.
She be out shooting you too, huh?
She can shoot, but I don't let them win shit. So. But.
Man, all right, bro. Well, appreciate you for the introduction. Now y'all hear who this is, who we sitting with today.
Word.
Again, thank you again. I just got to keep saying that because time is money.
Yeah,
you feel me? You here?
Time is money.
You here, my dog?
But big shout out to you, man, because I've been following your piece, man, and I just love what you do.
I appreciate that.
Your piece is unique. You keep it 100. I love what you say. We gonna say what everybody else ain't gonna say, and what your man gonna lie to you about. That cracks me up.
Facts.
And just keep doing what you're doing, family. This is fire.
I appreciate that. Okay, so I was gonna ask you how your week been.
Man, my week. Shoot, I got to think about that. Everything goes. It's been a good week, man. You know why it's been a good week? Why? I didn't have a lot of appointments. Okay. But I got a lot of creative things done.
Got you.
Right.
Okay.
So that's always cool. So some weeks super heavy in appointments. Other weeks not. I did actually record another podcast. I guess another podcast earlier this week. Right. And I was excited to come on this one here. It kind of wound up. round out my week.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So no, it's been a good week though, bro.
Smooth. Mine's been decently okay. I just moved. You
Okay,
feel me?
word.
We're gonna talk about that too. We just got really type into these finances, bro.
Let's
you feel
go.
me? We're
Let's
really
go.
talking to it. Like,
Let's get into the math.
so I didn't really think about the moving piece, the money, and I thought about the rent, right? But I didn't think about the moving cost. And people was telling me like, the cost of it out. I'm like, a little tape, little box.
Nah.
It's been bad. So other than that, I will say it's been positive. Like I said, I moved into a new place, so blessings on blessings with that.
No doubt.
But yeah, life has been fucking lifing.
Oh yeah, life is real.
You feel me?
It's crazy. So I know you're not there yet, with the marriage and the kids, but everything costs money. So we coming off of an AAU tournament, right? So we was just down in Cincinnati with the girls hooping.
Okay.
Big shout out to Under Armour. They play on the Under Armour circuit now,
shit,
so they're doing everything way nicer than you.
Okay.
Like I said.
Way nicer than what?
than you. I said, it's check 1 2. I don't know if you can hear me. Okay. Yo, nicer than you. Yeah. And but yeah, man. But everything costs paper, bro.
Nah, yeah.
And it's so important, man. Like I know we're gonna get into the finance piece, but you gotta have your finances in order because for you to move just from a lifestyle standpoint, you gotta have your paper in order.
I've been learning, man. I got beat the fuck up. So we're gonna first play this game, then we're gonna because I feel like we was already kind of getting into the office. You feel me? We're gonna go to the waiting room. So the waiting room is gonna tell the people who they talking or who they listening to.
Word.
Y'all kind of already heard his little intro and shit, but his answer is gonna tell y'all how you really get down. All right.
Bet.
So it's like a this or that type situation. Okay. So boom, life been lifing and the money is tight, but your bills are due. Which bill are you skipping out on? And you got to answer. I know as a financial advisor, you ain't trying to skip out on shit.
That's a hard question because I don't miss bills. Hold on. So the bills are due. Life is life, and I gotta miss a bill.
You gotta miss one of these bills. Okay.
Okay.
You ready? All right. Cool.
It's gonna be the eat out bill.
No, you don't know. I got.
I don't know. You about to give it to me?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna get real.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you got something for me?
I got something for you.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
So boom, the first one: your car payment or your electric bill.
Damn.
Feel me?
Car payment
or electric bill.
So it's gonna be electric bill.
Okay, why?
Because missing a car payment is gonna fuck up your credit, and we don't have to deal with fucked up credit. So the electric bill, we ain't tripping on that. The electric bill ain't reporting to Equifax, TransUnion, Experian. You missed that car bill. Now I can't go. Now I can't go bust a move. Now I can't go bust a move.
I can't do shit.
Yeah, so I can't go buy real estate. I can't go bust a move. So we just gonna chill in the dark. These candles is gonna pop. But they got to be unscented though because I got allergies.
Yo, you know what's crazy? 60 days delinquent. Not because I want it to be.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
30-day delinquent.
Yeah.
But they ain't really hit my credit yet.
Yeah.
But then that 60-day
boom
fucked me up.
Boom. And you like, yo, hold on. Things get tight. Air get a little thinner. Moving a little slower, like, I ain't gonna do that right now. Yeah, that's real.
Okay, cool. So you said electric bill. Boom. All right, so your last payment for an upcoming cruise with your wife and kids or your credit card bill.
Again, that credit card bill is gonna get paid. You know what I'm saying?
So fuck Bahamas?
Yo, here's the deal.
Jamaica?
Here's the deal. So this is actually a really dope exercise.
Okay, bet.
Right. So let me kind of tell you my reasoning behind it. Again, wifey we've been buying real estate. I don't know if you've been following that whole piece, and we just closed on another property last week, right? Okay. And then we got a refinance on a cash out, which you know what I'm saying, we was looking in cashing out anywhere between 8 and 20 bands. Well, we've been working on getting wifey's credit back up because she got scammed and some crazy stuff before we got together. Yeah. And her score finally hit above 700. Bad. Because of that, we now did the refi on her name and we getting 15 bands back. Fuck that cruise because missing that credit card, now that score drops down and now when we go to do our refi, we don't get no money out. Because here's the deal, we do the refi, get the money out, then we go and still do the trip anyway.
Real pit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you got to think through those things. That's what's really dope about it. I had no idea you was going to do this. That's what's dope about your questioning because every financial decision has some type of repercussion.
Man, and that's what the fuck I really been. We're gonna get into it, but that's what I realized. I said we gotta pull. I heard that the one episode that you sent me when you talked about like the process and shit like that and connected it with what you do, and I was like, he gotta come on because this, bro. Okay, cool. Work. 2 more. Let's go.
Work.
So all of your streaming services or your fund money for the month. I know you got a fun money account.
So check streaming services. So you mean like Hulu, and Netflix?
All that shit.
So we don't watch a lot of TV. So that shit is gone. That's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll go and dive into a show. You know what I'm saying? Right? She'll be like, hey babe, someone mentioned this show.
Yeah.
But other than that, we can go without. Actually, shoot, I might shut the shit down anyway just after this episode, because without that, man, that's just more time to connect. Let's play some cards. I taught my daughter how to play dominoes. I was like, I know we live in the suburbs, but I cannot send these little black girls into the world.
Not to the cookout.
And you don't know how to play dominoes.
I don't know how to play dominoes.
Okay, hold on. You come through. We gonna work on the jump shot in your domino game. We got you all the way live, fam. So just come through. But real talk, fuck them streaming services.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
real.
Because give me the experience versus sitting in front of a TV locked in. Give me the fun money so we can go out here and go out to eat, create some experiences, do whatever.
I knew you was gonna connect. That's why I said the why. You feel me?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that last one though.
Okay, I'm ready.
Your twins' college savings account or you and your wife's joint savings account?
Oh, we don't have a college savings account.
Oh.
Hold on, it's so fun. So hold on.
No way.
This is
No
funny.
way.
So watch this.
Okay.
So the twins are very, very different.
Absolutely.
One we believe is for sure going to college.
Got you.
The other one, she's probably gonna open up a dispensary and be, because we call her the Woodstock Chills. Like, child, you know what I'm saying? If you go to college, we all be surprised.
She the connect, she the plug.
So the one that we has no intention of going to, that we don't think is gonna go to college, right? She hit me the other day. She's like, yeah, and then, I'm thinking about going to college because I was talking to my friend. We was like, word? And she's like, yeah, and then, with the college fund, I said, pause. Ain't no college fund, fam. There ain't no college fund. You got to get it how you live. Like, real talk. So here's the deal.
Okay, you got to break that down.
So let me break it down for you. When most people hear that I'm a financial advisor, I'm quick to correct them because I don't like the word financial advisor. I go with financial strategist.
Got you.
They don't have a college fund, but we have a family bank like the Rockefellers.
Gotcha.
And that family bank can be used for anything. So if she decides she want to go to college and she want to open up a salon, it's the same paper, right? They're actually going to end up paying for their own car using a family bank piece that we put together for them using the Rockefeller fund. So I'm not going to put money away and be like, hey, this is for college. What the fuck they don't want to go to college? So that's a wasted fund. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's a college fund, it's for college. If you don't use those dollars for college with a 529, you get penalized for that shit.
Oh wow!
I don't want to get penalized because what if my kid get a full scholarship? So there's monies set aside, but we don't do college funds.
Don't do college funds.
Shit, let me keep it 100 with you.
Yeah.
You got a degree.
Yeah.
What's your degree?
Criminology. Well, hold on, don't even just say you about to say some dumb shit.
It's not a setup.
The bachelor's in criminology. But hold on, niggas went back and got that motherfucking MBA.
Okay,
you feel me?
Respect. My degree is in math and biology.
Got you. So you knew you always wanted to work with numbers type shit.
I'm a math dude, right?
Yeah, okay.
But those weren't. I didn't go to school for finance.
Yeah.
And a lot of the millionaires that I work with are in an industry that's either not aligned with their degree or they just didn't get their degree at all. Facts. So I don't believe in, you got to go to college to be successful. I do believe you have to be a long time learner. You always have to be learning. Yeah. But a lot of times college is some bullshit, you know what I'm saying, to keep it 1,000%. You know unless you're going for something very specific, like, hey, I'm going to be a doctor. I need you to go to college so you don't kill nobody.
Facts.
Right? But you ain't got to go to college to be an entrepreneur. And that's a lot of my clients are business owners.
And that's a lot of it's funny you say that about it's bullshit because I've always had this conversation with my mom and them, like about my brothers and shit. Like I'm never, and when I have kids, I'm never going to press my kids to go to college. But I do feel like if you do, it's about the experience more than the education. Does that make sense?
That's real talk.
It's just a paper. It's just a piece of paper to me.
My relationships, because I went to 3 colleges. Okay. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, well, you said you went to the JUCO.
But I started off at Howard.
Oh, see, I didn't. No, you did. So, I knew that.
Yeah, I started off at Howard University. Right, I went there to play basketball.
Did you transfer though?
I would start off at Howard. The coach who was going to give me the opportunity to play left the year I got there. So I stayed at Howard for a year. Then I transferred to JUCO in New York and played and then signed at Tennessee State. Okay. Right. And it was the relationships, man. You know what I'm saying? The most valuable thing I learned from college, and I was even sharing this with the daughter who is like, I don't want to go to college. And she's like, you don't want to go to college because you think it's like high school. No, it's not like high school. You might have one class a day and the rest of your day is free. Right.
Facts.
So I learned how to adult without having to actually adult all the way. Right.
Yep.
You learn how to time manage, which is super fire.
Hell yeah.
And you actually kind of learn about finances, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody got that dang on credit card today they got there at school, right? The credit card with the t-shirt.
So look, they scared me.
Oh, yo, here's the deal. That credit card, it was the AT&T Universal MasterCard, fam. Did me funky, did me so dirty. Yo, I was on the block. I was ordering pizza. I was getting CDs. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. I was getting CDs. You know what a CD is?
I know the CD.
Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Out the trunk?
You know what I'm saying? Yo,
Are you talking about you was going to the store? Because I remember the ones out the trunk. The little
oh, yeah, for
Jones,
sure. We on the block getting the mixtapes, listen to Go-Go. You know, right? And it's like, and then the bill come like, yo, what's this?
And you're not paying it either, huh?
I'm like, yo, what is? Well, I ain't got no job. Somebody like, hey, mom and pops, what's good, right? But anyway, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so the college piece, man, the experience is huge.
Okay.
Right? The experience is huge. But like I said, when we say, hey, I know we got this one kid who's definitely pointed that direction and one who's not, the experience is phenomenal. But
absolutely,
again, to your point, it's not gonna be like, you gotta do this.
Yeah, nah.
And what's so crazy, I know we're gonna get to the money here in a second.
Yeah.
But when you finish up, you got your degree and shit, you got an MBA. Did they teach you anything in those classes about creating wealth and retiring
Hell no.
early?
Hell no.
So it's kind of crazy,
and
right?
That's
so
my gripe.
So
like that's,
so you done went to school, spent paper or however you paid for it, right?
Well, they not getting it back.
Yeah, like I'm a hold.
I got some loans out there, but
we gonna work on that through this episode. And we gonna meet more often, fam. We gonna meet more. He said they not getting that though. But real talk is crazy. Like they don't. What are they teaching? Because they're not teaching that life skill, which is hella important. Bro.
You know what's crazy? So boom, this is why we're gonna get to the office right now, and we're gonna get all the way to it. So I was like, my last episode, I talked about, I'm pretty open about my shit. If I'm broke, I'm broke. I'm a broke nigga. I'm a broke nigga.
That's
so
cool.
I'm talking about how I really didn't realize how credit worked in my new car.
Yeah.
I didn't really I knew credit. I was told about credit, but I wasn't really told about credit.
Yeah.
Like you just said, every move, like how they always say, like every choice, every action has a consequence, right?
Right.
Everything I do financially has a consequence to it,
Facts.
right?
Facts.
So boom, I'm breaking down my car before we get all the way into it. So my car, my engine blew in December. So my grandma was like, well, boom, don't pay this payment. Hold your money for your down payment on your new car. Right?
Okay.
Thinking that when I go to a car dealership, I get to walk out with a car.
Right.
It took me like 2 months to get a car.
Yeah.
60-day delinquent.
Yeah.
Boom. That's showing up on my report every time they pull it.
Yep.
Now my payments is hella high.
Interest crazy.
Interest crazy as fuck.
Interest crazy for
Right?
sure. Yep.
And so, like I'm saying, I'm learning all this shit in real time,
Learn
though.
on
Like,
the fly. Yeah.
and so for me, I want to know, I'm gonna ask you that. How did you learn like your financial literacy? Where did you learn it from?
Okay, great question. So here's the deal, family. Excuse me, man. That Luna, I'm liking that. Here's the deal with the
Say that. Can you say that one more time?
The Luna,
Yeah.
I'm liking that.
Thank you, because people be talking about my Luna because it's like 20 some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
30.
yeah.
Bitch hit.
Oh, yeah, it's lovely though.
All right, cool.
So here's the deal with the financial literacy, right?
Yeah.
Growing up as a kid, my parents didn't teach financial literacy.
Gotcha.
Nor did I go to school for finance. So how in the world have I been able to create, 4 6-figure businesses and move the way that I do?
Dead ass.
And the answer is you have to be intentional about learning it.
Yeah.
So real talk. So when I graduated school, I ended up teaching and coaching at my old high school.
Got you.
I was coaching basketball. And so I'm a teacher and a basketball coach. So I'm probably making about $40,000. And this is back in 1999.
Gotcha.
And because I went back to the crib, I'm staying with the crib with moms and pops.
For sure.
Right. And 40,000 in Akron in 99, I'm balling. I'm like the fucking man.
You like that nigga.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good, right?
Yeah.
But what's crazy was when I moved to Columbus, you know
Yep.
what I'm saying, with my strength and conditioning certification, and I had clients who was paying me $40,000 a year to personal train them. I'm like, this is a different kind of money.
Yeah.
So how my financial literacy started, my journey started like this. I'm a huge advocate of if you don't know, fucking ask.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
wear my daughters out with this. When we sit down and have dinner, they have to ask 10 questions before they get up from the fucking table. Because the answer you looking for is already in the fucking room. So if you paying me 30 bands a year just to train you, I'm gonna ask this question. Hey, what do you do?
Facts.
How do you make your money?
Yeah.
So the first time I did that, a cat was like, yo, I do real estate. I said, I've been reading books on real estate.
Yep.
Can I take you out for a cup of coffee? I took him out for $1.50 cup of coffee. Let you know how long ago it was. Because ain't no coffee $1.50
Hell
now.
no.
This was at Barnes & Noble. $1.50 cup of coffee turned into a $4 million real estate portfolio. Because, like, here's the deal. If you know how to do it, I just need to find out what you're doing.
Exactly.
Right. So the financial literacy piece, man, is you have to be intentional about learning. Up until that point, I was reading this book called Multiple Streams of Income by Robert G. Allen.
Yeah.
And it was just talking about all these different ways to make money. Yeah. So I was already like interested in real estate and things of that nature. And then actually, let me retract that. My first exposure to learning about money was I got recruited into a network marketing company, kind of like Amway.
Okay. Is that kind of like
No, hold on.
I ain't about to play you.
No. A lot of cats call it a pyramid scheme.
The pyramid scheme? That's what it is,
cats
right?
call it pyramid.
Okay, I didn't want to disrespect.
No, it's cool. Okay, cool. They call it that. It's not that because if you think about it, everything's a pyramid scheme. Everything is bought and sold.
But all you niggas is a pyramid scheme.
No, real talk. Look, everything that's bought and sold, somebody got paid on that bottle. Somebody got paid to distribute that bottle, right?
Yeah.
But here's the deal. I got recruited into this network marketing company, right?
Yep.
And they had me reading books about residual income.
Got you.
I'm like, do something once and get paid for it, you know what I'm saying, time and time again. Sign me up for that, right? Mm-hmm. So that's my first exposure to it. But then I got it exposed me to this. It exposed me to reading books that no college ever told me to read.
That's fair.
It had me reading, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, Multiple Streams of Income by Robert G. Allen, right? Russ Whitney, I think it was like Wealth in Real Estate. So I'm just digesting all this information and I'm mind blown because I'm like, nobody's ever said this to me. Yeah. So then I'm on it. And then when I found out the real cheat code was, you can learn it, but go find a motherfucker who doing it. That's how you condense time frames. Motherfucker, I ain't got to spend 10 years figuring out, are you doing it? You getting money? Yeah. How you getting money? That's it. Can I take you out to dinner and learn how you getting money?
What you doing?
Facts. Because real talk. You know what I'm saying? My thing, Dewey, is this, Noop, is nobody's smarter than you. Yeah. They just got access to information you might not have access to. That's fair. The fastest way to get it, you just go ask the motherfucker who's doing it.
So I love that. I love that. My only problem is, I guess it's the pride, right? It's the pride for me. Like, and also I feel like in our day and age, so maybe back in the day they didn't really give a fuck about that.
I don't like when you say back in the day.
You don't like that?
You OG. You look me dead in my face and said back in the day. Like that's
back in the day, Papa.
Okay.
Back in the day, I feel like it wasn't really a thing of gatekeeping. And you can correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like now a lot of things on social media, people feel like, oh, I can't ask you that because then it's like I'm jocking you. Oh, I'm asking you for the formula. I'm jocking you. Gotcha. But so I never have, because I'm that person. I feel like I'm a jock somebody. Like, how did you do that? Yeah. How did you get that many? I do content. How did you get that many likes on this reel? Right. Like, what did you do? Yeah. I would feel like I'm jocking. But since you just said the asking piece,
that's wild. Because I never would have thought that. Because how old are you?
I'm 31.
Yeah, and I'm 49 this year. Okay. Right. So shit, the math on that almost got you by almost 20 years. Right. So that's
what's up, Dad?
Yeah. For sure. So that's wow, bro. Let me process that for a second because even today, some of my top business coaches that I've hired are your age.
Oh, dead
ass. Are 15 to 20 years younger than me.
Dead ass. And that came from them asking you what the formula was.
No. I'm talking about the coaches that I paid $10,000 for 90 days to are younger than me.
Oh, dead ass.
So I don't know if that's a environment situation or if that is a kind of we talk about this money story piece where it's like, hey, what's your money story and that pride piece and all of that? Yeah. Because so imagine this real quick. Yeah. The first coach I ever hired and paid real paper to was $10,000 for 90 days. And he's a little white dude who's 20 years younger than me. That's crazy. So I can either be prideful or I can get to the bag.
That's the thing.
So when I went to him, my man Austin, big shout out to Austin, my man at 2X. Yeah. So when I went to him, I was already in this mastermind and he was teaching entrepreneurs how to write their own book, right? You know what I'm saying? So you can have that piece out there, right? That expert piece. And I remember I went to him I said, hey man, so I rock with you. I like you. I got an issue. I'm grinding harder this year than I did last year, making 30% less money. I need somebody to look at my shit and tell me where I'm fucking up.
Okay.
Period.
Flat out.
And he was like, okay. He's like, so we got this program. It's called 2X.
Yeah.
I said, bet, tell me about it. You know what I'm saying? Our program, we put the systems in place and we'll double your income in 90 days. I said, bet. That sounds dope. Double my shit in 90 days. Let's go.
Yeah.
I said, okay. What's the ticket?
Yeah.
He said, 10,000.
Yeah. Tough.
Went to wifey. Hey, this is what I'm looking to do. She said, do whatever you got to do for the family. I got you. I got us. You know what I'm saying? You spend that paper. I hold it down over here. Big shout out. Hold on. Since we talking about finances, I'm going to say this real quick. Part of your and not speaking to you specifically.
You probably speaking to me.
But,
I'm ready to hear.
But a lot of y'all motherfuckers' finances fucked up because you got the wrong partner on your team.
Say that again.
No, a lot of your motherfuckers' finances are fucked up because you got the wrong partner. Because here's the deal. My wife held it down. My wife, when we first moved in with each other, bro. Yeah. And we first moved in, it's like, well, we're going to live together.
Yep.
We got to look at each other's finances.
Facts,
That's what it is, right? So boom. So we got a joint account, boom, boom. So we looking, boom. And she's like, yo, what's this like $500 payment right here? I'm like, oh, that's my car payment. She's like, for the car outside? I was like, yeah. My Lincoln. Shit is fresh. What you talking about? She's like, well, what you owe on it?
Yeah.
I was like 10,000. She wrote me a check for 10,000 to pay that shit off. I don't want this shit coming out. Yeah. So a lot of y'all's fucking up because you ain't got the right one.
You feel me?
A lot of y'all's fucking.
You feel me?
Yo, so stay with me.
Oh, I'm with you, bro.
Stay.
You feel me?
Yo, that's real.
No, dead ass.
Like when I tell that to the homies, they like, she did what? She cut me a check to pay my car off. That's why I was so gung-ho about getting her retired at 40, because you held me down when I lost my gig in the whole nine. Like, we can talk about, I don't know how far you want this finance piece.
So look,
before I get the episode, I'm gonna sip my drink.
Yeah, go ahead. So everybody knows Steph. Steph is like the producer. Like, that's my big sis, right? So I call her before the episodes just to get my mind right. Like, we go through things, and I'm telling her your story. I'm like, this is what I know, I'm talking about the job. Yeah. Because I feel like when I was online, mind y'all, you know what I'm saying? He really made over here. Tell these niggas how he's really made for real. They be trying to play.
It's a real deal.
Don't think Columbus alumni. You know what I'm saying?
We got wood in the whip.
I really made in this bitch.
I stopped talking to motherfuckers. Like, well, I'm not talking to you about that. Like what?
Because we grad chapter. Stop playing.
No, we can go sit down right now.
You feel me?
So this was way before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm 23 years in, 22 years in, and that was my deal. Cass was like, hey man, I'm gonna introduce you to. I'm like, yeah, I don't drink with Cass. I don't know, so we can go outside and handle this real quick. Yeah, you got your linens on. Me too. We ain't tripping.
Let's get it.
We can do that real quick, and then we can have a drink. I told a cat one time. He came through. I said, hey man, that's cool. My man said you good, but I'm not drinking with you until we establish some things. Facts. So it was like, so do you want to do this now, or you want to do it later? He was like, he looked at me. He's like, oh, that's that real shit I'm talking. So we went and handled BI in the parking lot, and they came back, and it's love.
But yeah, so my point is, I didn't see you and I've been around you for a long time. And I feel like your story really, when I was telling her story, I'm like, damn, so you said you owned, I don't want to say it was a building. It was like, it wasn't a duplex though. Didn't you own or ran or managed?
So I was talking about when your dean was online?
Yeah.
So at my height, I had grew to 25 doors. So I had a 4-unit apartment building where, you know what I'm saying, I was living when your dean was online, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then 25 doors. So
Pop your shit. Yeah.
Yes. I want to make sure we heard to 25 doors.
25 doors.
25 doors.
Okay, but then also you lost your job.
Okay, so
is that what gave you your fire to get into?
Okay, let's get into.
Let's get into it.
I feel like we left something on the table.
What we leave on the table?
That we didn't close a circle on, but this is good though.
Okay, because what we leave on the table?
I don't know. I don't just feel. I was about to say something.
Oh shit. Okay, my bad.
No, we gonna get back to it.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, y'all.
Yep.
And maybe this even helps you, Dewey, or even that generation, or those folks who feel like, man, I don't want to ask for help.
For sure. That's what we
right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yep.
So let's talk about that real quick. I have managed $80 million of other people's money. That's crazy. Right. I've grown 4 businesses to over, you know what I'm saying, 6 figures. That's crazy. But don't think that I've never made a bad financial mistake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I've lost it all twice. I've been a millionaire twice in my life.
Damn.
So first time I was a millionaire, got like I said, got here to Columbus, you know what I'm saying, got into the real estate game, left the fitness industry in 2003, got right into this piece, became a stockbroker with a big firm, boom, right? So I'm doing my thing.
Got you.
So then the market crashed in 2007, 2009. I lost everything, bro. Like I know what it like. I had a dope Jag. This way, you wouldn't know this, but I had an all white Jag S-type joint with the bubble eyes.
Okay.
The sexy shit, peanut butter guts.
It wasn't like beat up and
no,
shit
no,
like that.
Don't sweat it. No, new shit.
Oh, okay.
New
Shit.
Because
my bad.
I remember I told a noob, I said, yo, I'm gonna get this white Jag. He like, oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. And then when I pulled up,
He was like, oh.
and I was like, oh, nigga, I thought you knew it. Like I don't ever say something and don't mean it. I don't talk shit.
Yeah.
I don't talk shit. If I say this is what is about to happen, this is what's about to happen. So anyway, so stay with me.
Yeah.
So I lost everything, bro.
Yep.
2007, 2009. My daughters were born in 2009. So I came home one day to the lights being shut off
I know your
in the
story,
crib
bro.
we
I
were
told her
staying.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like, hold on, motherfucker. I done stood on the front porch where they came and repossessed the Jag, and I had my vanity place, my PJF 330 joints like this. Why they pull my shit away?
Oh, damn.
Right?
Oh, so you knew it was coming.
Yeah. I was like, you got to come get it. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Fair.
So lost everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Chain smoking, Black and Mild, super stressed out. But I got right back to it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because I know I had a dope skill set. So I got right back to it.
Yeah.
And then, I'm hustling back in corporate America. I got a dope gig, you know what I'm saying? But one of the banks, I ain't gonna mention the name, you know what I'm saying? Because I still don't
I know
fuck
the
with
name.
them like that. Yeah, I still don't fuck with them like that.
Yeah.
But I had got to the point I was making 30, 40 bands a month.
Okay.
Right? And they called me in on July 8th, 2014. It's like, yeah, today was your last day. For what? Well, you're doing some outside business activities and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
This after I had trained other advisors and brought in almost $1 billion in assets. So then I lose that gig and I'm back out here butt naked again, trying to figure it out. Right. Damn. So understand one of the reasons I'm dope at what I do is because I've taken those L's.
Got you.
And those L's always required me to get smarter. So I never took that L again.
That's really good. Because that's where I'm at right now. Like, I feel like I have just taken a fat ass L, right?
Right.
But I feel like also what I was saying on my episode is like, okay, yeah, I done got this fat ass card payment. My credit is this. Like, this is my reality. But I won't end up here again. Right. And I think that's what's really fueling me.
And so here's the deal. So that's absolutely it. So even when I was coaching my daughters in basketball, it was either like we either win or we learn. Yeah. We don't lose. We win or we learn.
I like that. We win or we learn.
We win or we learn.
Oh, that's the episode title. Go ahead.
That's nice. Right.
Okay.
So you're going with that piece, right? Yep. So I lose my ass in real estate and I could sit and be like, play the victim role. Yeah. Oh, I lost my ass in real estate because the stock market crashed. Well, these white boys, they didn't lose that. They did something totally different. Facts. But you know what they did? They went and paid major paper to the attorneys who helped them set their stuff up where they're like, yep, we're going to go ahead and let those foreclose. Yeah. We're going to stop the payments on those, put the money in this LLC over here, and then go back and buy those dollars, you know what I'm saying, pennies on the dollar, buy the properties pennies on the dollar, right? So they had strategy, but I was cheap. I went to one of the noobs. And they're like, yo, they're like this. Oh yeah, we just gonna file bankruptcy and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying, right? Where I should have actually spent the bread and went to the cast that this is what you do. Yeah. And because real talk, man, I got a client, a big shout out to, I won't mention names, but big shout out to my client. He has 80 homes here in Columbus. We had the same amount of homes at the same time when the market crashed. And he told me, and so it's like, I'm at 0 at the time. And he had 80, $35,000 in net a month. What did he do different from me? He went to the experts. Fuck the pride. I'm going to go to the expert. I'm going to cut this check. And they said, yep, we established 2 different LLCs. We're going to put the bad ones over here, the good ones over here. Boom, boom, boom. And he's at 80 doors. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Just sitting on social media. You know what I'm saying? I'm in that motherfucker like shit. I'm over here renting a damn apartment. Credit looking crazy.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
No,
I appreciate the honesty type shit.
Yeah. So understand, like financial literacy, you have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to learn, right? And you're gonna lose sometime. But you have to, but the deal is when you are intentional about getting smarter. Yep. And I say this lightly because I know a lot of people got a lot of, trauma with money. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes we even got from our parents or our grandparents, right? Because they're like, hey, don't ever use a credit card or stay away from debt. So you got that whole money DNA piece that you got to try to navigate. So I do want to make sure that the audience knows I'm not saying it's easy. Yeah. But when you get intentional about it, and then you go and you hire mentors and you connect with a mentor and you hire coaches, then you can get the shit figured out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Answer this question and we can get to another one. So for me, like, I feel like that's where I'm at. I'm in a position where it's like, okay, you're hearing all these different voices, right? Mm-hmm. So you got the mom, you got the grandma, you got the dad. Yeah. Everybody did different things with their finances. And I've seen this, right? My friends own houses, yada, yada. Everybody's doing different things with their finances. Right. At what point does a person in my position, 31, go and get an advisor or go get a coach or a mentor?
Ooh, great question. Yeah. Shit, bro. So check it. Most advisors are trash.
What, bro?
Most advisors are salesmen.
Okay, so they just trying to give you a product to pay for.
So they can catch a commission.
Okay.
So that's why I don't call myself a financial advisor. Okay. That's why you see my shit as financial strategist. It's not the same.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I tell cats all the time, you ain't got to buy no products from me. What you're going to hire me to do is put your plan together, give you a clear roadmap and a GPS. We're going to identify what's the end goal. And then we're going to work our way back and say, to get here, you need to start doing this today. And that's where we implement what we call my wealthy framework, which is my 7-step system around that.
Okay.
Right? So it's a difference. So no, you don't need to go to talk to somebody to sell you some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, we can Google it right now, probably. I Googled one time, I said, how much money should you have to talk to a financial advisor? Mm-hmm. And Google told me $500,000. So who the fuck is talking to the financial advisor then?
That's what you feel.
Exactly. So most people are like, man, I want to talk to you people, but my money ain't right. I said, well, you don't know what I do then. Yeah. Because when I help clients, we use what's called the 3 C's: coaching, consulting, and creation. Yep. Before we even get to the bag, I got to coach your mindset and get you a different paradigm shift on the way you think about money. Facts. Because it's like, why plant seed in bad soil? You out here fucked
bad as fuck.
You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're dealing with these traumas and these blockages and shit like that, what we gonna talk about all this sophisticated money shit for?
You ain't even ready for that.
You're not ready for that yet. Yep. So most financial advisors aren't going to coach the mindset. Yeah. Getting money ain't hard. Yeah. But if this is jacked up, if the mind is jacked up, then shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference. So to answer your question, one, you should have a mentor now. Okay. And I want to make sure I clarify, because bothers me to death when people use mentor and coach interchangeably. They're not the same.
A mentor is just like talking to you. Like, yo, guess what? I went out of town this weekend. I spent $200. That would be my mentor piece. No.
Sort of close.
Okay.
Sort of close.
What's my because you got to give us a difference.
You're on the right path, right? So here's the deal. If you in the 2nd grade,
okay,
and I'm in the 1st grade,
I'm your mentor.
You're my fucking mentor. You know why? Because you know how to get through the 1st grade.
Okay.
Your mentor is just somebody who's a step or two in further along than you are, doing the same shit you want to do.
So it's my elder.
It's your elder, right? So check it.
Okay.
So your mentor is the person. So if you make 1,000, you make 10,000, but you want to make 100,000.
Hell yeah.
And you know I make 100,000.
You my mentor.
I'm your fucking mentor. Okay. So it's like, hey, how did you make 100,000?
Okay.
Yo, and you got to bring me a bottle of Luna, if you know what I'm saying, right? If you want the information.
Look, y'all, I'm sitting here thinking like, damn, he about to be my mentor, so I'm gonna put us together.
But your mentor has a personal relationship with you.
Gotcha.
And your mentor is further along in the journey than you are. Yep. Because if I've already, you know what I'm saying, covered this ground, I can tell you, so here's the deal, my nigga. When you get to this step, turn left.
Yep.
You get here, turn right.
Yeah.
Don't cross the street. Yeah. Wait for a second, because I've already done it.
And that's the thing. I feel like that's the problem. And I feel like I'm in the middle, right? Mm-hmm. So when growing up, I was very, very whatever was said to me, I believed and I did. So as I gotten older, I became a rebel, because then I started to kind of just, like you said, traumas. Like I started to see like, oh, you don't hold this person to that same standard. You don't hold my brother to the same standard. So now I ain't listen to none of that shit. Or what you told me wasn't really real when I stepped out into the real world, right?
So here's the challenge, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't want to offend anybody, but we keeping them 100 because we said we gonna say the shit that
100%,
most of your family shouldn't be mentoring you, because most of hold on. No, let me keep on with you. If that nigga ain't where you want to be, why am I taking advice from you?
Yo. Okay, we back. Okay, so you were saying if you broke,
So here's the deal, So here's the deal. One way to jack up your financial literacy is listen to your family. Unless you got a family member who is wealthy and has a track record, then they're all they're doing is sharing their bad experiences with you. To keep it 100, you know what I'm saying? So check it out. You know, I love my parents to death. Big shout out to moms and pops. You know, moms just recently passed.
Yes.
It'll be 2 years here in September 4th, right? So this is what I learned from my parents when it came to money. My mom was a beast with the credit card.
Got you.
You know, and her deal was the only financial advice she ever gave me was she never told me to save. She never told me to invest. She never told me to none of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, hey, keep your credit good because you want to be able to walk on, to your point, any car lot and walk out with a new car. She could walk on and be like, we're here to get a new car. I have no cash to put down and we're walking on with a new car today. And we drive right out there. You know what I'm saying? Right. Okay. So she put on the credit card. She was like YOLO before it was YOLO. But the deal is she would pay that credit card off hella quick. Yep. So she never knew her credit score. She just knew she had good credit.
Gotcha.
So I learned that from moms, right?
Got you.
But I learned from my pops. Never once said, son invest, son save. Yeah. He said, hey, have you more than one hustle? Have you an A, B, C, and D hustle? What he was telling me was, hey, have you multiple streams of income? But you know what I'm saying? But that's what it was. But all of his multiple streams of income was hand to mouth. Okay, I got to show up and do this. So I ain't seen him a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a firefighter. He was a referee. We had a family paper route, bro. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Right. So I learned a lot from that. Yeah. But the deal is, they never once said, son, invest. Yeah. So how I look going into them being like, hey, what you think about investing? Investment, yeah. They don't do it.
Exactly.
They don't do it. So go somebody who actually do the thing that you're talking about and is actually successful at. So that's a mentor. And a coach, because we got to make sure we get that.
Yeah, we got to get that, yeah.
A coach is somebody you pay.
Okay.
So at some point in time,
is the mentor going to want to get paid at some point?
No, your mentor got a personal relationship.
Okay, but got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
I've been sleeping then. I've been sleeping on it because I'm like, well, because no disrespect, I can't disrespect your business. Like I always say, like people's business come first, right? So I'm thinking this whole time I've been thinking, damn, my finances fucked up.
This nigga broke because he don't use.
Literally, I'm like, no, I'm dead ass. Like, well, I know Perry got it. Like I know he got the formula right, but I never have asked you. Swear, I promise on my grandma, never have asked you because I'm like, I don't feel like I have the money to pay. Wow. If you know, maybe your assistant knows, I've signed up for multiple courses. Yeah. But then I'm like, I ain't gonna go to that because I don't got the bread to pay that.
Wow.
But you know what's crazy? You know another thing? Never really looked into like how much it was paid, like how much it is, right?
Yeah.
But you got money to go out. So when I get home on Sunday, I look at my account, I done spent $120 at the bar.
Yeah.
So that $120 could have went into, which is again, could have went into these things to help me. So that's another thing I'm learning too. And that's why I was like, damn, I gotta have him on here because I feel like we also have to because did you wrap up the coach thing? Because I want to go into
there's a couple. So
I want to go into that mentality.
Keep your thought real quick.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a couple things you said that's super important, y'all. If y'all don't get nothing else from this right here, the reason I have my daughters ask us 10 questions at dinner is because every answer to every question is in the room.
Yep.
Right. So what's crazy is your mentor is someone who has a personal relationship with you and want to see you win.
Yeah.
I made you. You know I want to see you win.
Yeah.
I was showing up, you know what I'm saying, to make you. Why wouldn't I show up to help you with your finances?
Facts.
That is just, hey, Nuke, let me come by the crib. I got some questions for you. Bring me some food, boom, and chop it up. So you never want to take advantage of the mentor.
No.
But that don't mean you got to pay them, right? Now, the coach is to someone you pay. Because a mentor is just, hey fam, this is my experience, so you don't make the same mistakes or you can get there faster. That's what that is.
Yeah.
A coach is like, no, I'm paying you for a very specific result.
I'm trying to get here.
So you come to me and you're like, yo, I have a whack ass jump shot. Can you help me out? Yeah, I can help you out with your whack ass jump shot. It's $100 an hour. Meet me at the gym. And now I'm held to a standard. You're paying me for a return to fix your jump shot.
Facts.
That's the difference between a coach and a mentor.
Yeah.
A coach is they're gonna charge you. Yeah. A mentor just has a personal relationship with you. How many successful people do y'all have a personal relationship with that y'all motherfuckers ain't just doing something simple like, hey, can I take you out to dinner? I have a mentor who's been on the cover of Black Enterprise magazine 3 times. Is one of the most successful corporate women in the world, and I just had her in my millionaire mentorship program. She comes spoke for free.
Crazy,
because we have a personal relationship, and she want to see me win.
Facts. And it's crazy. I just went to this YouTube creators event, right? It was like a little private event you get invited to, yada, yada, yada. I go there, I go into the room, I'm meeting people. I'm not talking, you know, I can talk, but I ain't gonna go up to nobody, right? This white guy come up to me, shout out to the new Kent, his name is Kent. He comes up to me, he's talking, and he's a producer for All the Smoke with Matt Barnes in the morning. Yeah. He look at the podcast, he telling me what to do.
Yeah.
But again, it fueled fire in me because I'm in a room with people who are doing that. I would have never walked up to him. I would have never ever walked up to this. It was, the people with the most money be the, I don't want to say the bummies, but be the people without, they don't got the glitz and glam. They don't got the Louis, the designer.
Yeah.
Very regular.
Let me keep it 100 with you. The most successful people wish more people come up to them and ask them questions.
And he literally said, I like what you're wearing. I know you got something. I know you got something. Let's talk.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, who the hell is he?
Every truly successful person I know wants to tell somebody else how to do it.
Literally.
Because real talk, I'm mind blown. That's some of the frustration I would have dealing with cats. It's like, y'all want to come through and drink and chop it up and talk about bitches and blah, blah, blah. But we ain't reading no books. We ain't making no moves. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't making no money.
And then maybe it's like, well, I don't want to ask P because no, if we have a personal relationship, it don't mean that I'm going to do it for you, but I'm going to tell you what I did. So the deal is the way to navigate a mentor-mentee relationship.
Yep.
Treat your mentor's relationship, time is valuable, right? Mm-hmm. You ain't got to pay me. But so like I was giving this example of my my mentor who's been on the board of still on the board of multiple Fortune 500 companies.
Facts.
Right. So when she came in and spoke to my group, she don't need me to pay her. She got more money than she know what to do with.
Facts.
But what I did, I said, hey, thank you for coming on. Yep. And what we want to do for you is we're going to donate $500 to whatever nonprofit you want us to donate it to.
Okay.
So she feels value. When I got a question, I don't just be like, hey, I'm going to drain you for a bunch of information. Hey, auntie, can I take you out to lunch? Can I take you to Lindy's? I'm starting a new business. I need some advice from you, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you navigate a mentor-mentee relationship. It's not a business relationship.
Yeah.
It's a personal relationship, but it still has to be reciprocated.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It can't be just take.
Facts.
Hey, you gave me so much love. What can I do for you?
Literally.
This where because now you don't feel like you just took.
Yep.
If you came to me like, yo, P, I want to sit down with you. My credit's jacked up.
Well, I am going to come to you.
But then it's like, so check this out in real time.
Yeah.
You come to me.
Yeah.
Man, my credit's jacked up. What feedback you got for me? I'm going to be like, yo, just do this right here. Because when my credit was jacked up, this is what I did. I went boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then you should ask me, yo, what can I do for you? Hey, man, edit one of my videos for me.
We good.
It's an equal relationship.
In real time, we just did this, y'all. I need that.
Yeah.
No, because
that's how that works.
Man, it bothers me so much. Because so I'm not the only child, the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. So oldest of my mom, oldest of my dad. My mom has 3 after me. My dad has 3 after me too. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's been fucking me up lately because I have always been a kid, got good grades, went to the college route, got the master's. I'm the poster child, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like there's no room for error. And it fucks me up because I'm in a space of errors that I'm making.
Life.
Based on life and experience. So y'all used to clown me. I stayed with my grandma till I was like 28. You feel me? Yeah. So I just moved out. You feel me? So my first apartment, having the experience like the living my life and also having bills and shit.
Yeah.
The first couple of months, bills was paid on time. Nothing. Right? But then a long night out on Sunday.
Yep.
I done spent $200 at the bar.
Yep.
It's looking slow for a nigga. You feel me?
For sure.
So I just feel like in these last 2 to 3 years, I've been going through growing pains that people might have already went through in their early 20s because they got that experience at having an apartment and shit.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I'm late to the party. Then I also feel like I'm 31 years old. You shouldn't be having these problems. So it's fucking me up mentally because I'm like, how am I in this place? Yeah. Like where I feel like I'm drowning. You feel me? Every time I get paid, I'm not happy. Yeah. Because
it's on its way out the door.
That shit ain't mine.
It's already accounted for. That dollar already spent.
Look, to the T.
You're like, out. Deuces.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I told somebody how much I made. They like, for real?
Yeah.
I make lower than you.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm drowning. So that's why I'm like, okay, we got to find a happy medium. After this car, I was like, goddamn.
Yeah.
I got to find.
Yeah.
I got to find a solution.
Yeah.
You feel me? So for me, my question to you is, what built your mentality though? You have to have a mentality to want to get better, do better. What was that fuel for your mentality though?
I think it's changed over time.
Okay.
Right. And I talk whenever I'm coaching people, right? Yep. It's like we was with a couple. We had a couple last night.
Okay.
Who want to pick our brains.
Yep.
And probably spent $400 or $500 at Cooper Hawk last night, taking me and my wife out because reciprocation. And I gave them probably $20,000 worth of game.
Damn.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Okay.
But the deal is, to answer your question, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the motivation?
Yeah.
It's your why, right?
How do I tell you this real quick? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I told Steph, you're really big on whys. You said you talk about your daughter with whys. Like, you feel me? We promote your show. Do y'all's research. I said he's really big on why. What's your why?
Yeah. So your why has to be a strong enough why to make you want to change the dumb shit you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of cats walking around with no whys, no passions, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is what I told a brother at the gym the other day.
Yeah.
I said, we had this framework that we call it the 6 F's, right? So it goes faith, family, friends, fitness, fun, finance.
Yeah.
And it goes in that order. That's the order of priority that I just
That's
gave.
really the order.
That's the order of priority.
Finance last?
Yeah, because here's the deal. If you're focused on finance first, you're letting the tail wag the dog.
Okay.
Because I was dealing with a couple the other day,
Yep.
and this one particular couple is afraid to leave the corporate gig, though they have a thriving business, because it's like, man, I'm making 6 figures. How I look coming from the hood, like leaving the job making 6 figures, right? And I said, okay, well, tell me what's going on. They're literally about to, her marriage is about to fail because of the corporate job. So you're going to stay in a corporate job to make the 6 figures and lose your husband and your kids.
Yeah.
Because you're letting the finance so you start off with faith, right?
Got you.
What is it you were put here to do?
Man.
What would you put here to
Me?
do? Right? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah. I mean, I understand in my head. Go, you
right.
good knowledge.
What would you put here to do? Right?
Yeah.
You know, how does this impact my family?
Okay.
Right? How does this impact my friends?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Right? My fitness piece. And people be like, well, P, how does fitness have to do with money? Well, let me break it down for you. It's real quick, real easy, right? If I said to you, Noop, I said, yo, you an ordinary ass nigga. You gonna be like, you take offense to that, right? Right? I like this nigga ordinary as shit.
Hey, shit, ordinary.
Hold on. But so are you extraordinary?
Absolutely.
You see the big difference between extraordinary and ordinary? You know the only difference between the words is the word extra? And you can't do extra if your fitness is fucked up because you ain't got the energy to do it. I ain't got time to read because I'm tired because I've kicked it. I was smoked out. I was smoking Black and Miles. I was drunk as fuck. So I don't have the energy to get smarter. Well, get your fitness in order. Now you have energy to get smarter.
Facts.
I wake up studying at damn near 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. I told my daughters, you know what I'm saying? That's like, hey, Dad, how are you able to do things different? I said, because I'm smarter than people. Yeah. But I'm not. But I didn't roll out the womb smarter.
Yeah.
If you see me at the gym, you see a headset on my head.
Yeah.
I'm listening to a podcast.
Yep.
I'm listening to a YouTube. Or I'm listening to a book. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. You know what I'm saying? My family has woken up and seen me at 5, 6 o'clock at the kitchen table reading, taking notes. Man. My wife said to me one day, she's like, it's crazy. You can read a book in a weekend and be able to teach on it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of a gift I have that I can retain and implement really quickly.
Absolutely.
But even if you don't retain or implement as fast as me, motherfucker, you can still go read.
Yeah.
Like, how are you broke and sleeping in? That's crazy work. How are you broke and don't want a job? Hold on. What y'all kids? That's diabolical. How you broke and sleeping in? But every wealthy cat I know is up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Listen, I've always been a big person on waking up early, right? Mm-hmm. Some days I might not wake up too early, but like I set my alarm for 6:30. Mm-hmm. We might get up at 6:30, we might get up at 7. Mm-hmm. But I feel like when you fuel it early, bro, like it's a different type of vibe. It's just different, bro. Like
family. So what time you see my alarm set for?
4:15, 4:30.
And you know how I got.
But hold on, that means you gotta go to sleep early though.
What time you go to sleep? 9. So real talk.
I got a friend. Look, 8:39. I got a friend. I'm talking to
nigga. Me and wife looking at each other at 8:30 like head crack.
Hell no. Look, this is really made me tighten up too. So I'm talking to my friend. He my same age. Yeah. He 30. He older than me a couple months, right? Yeah. He about to be 32. Own a couple properties, shit like that. Yeah. We be talking. He talking about, I go to sleep at 9. I like, cause we went to Steph's house and we was eating and he all loud.
He jammed up.
Nigga, it's 9. I got 4 more hours on me. I'm going to sleep till like 1. Yeah. I'm like, what's up? He like, nigga, I be asleep by this time. Like I wake up, he go to the gym in the morning at like 4 or 5 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Yep. But to your point, nigga, get your sleep in then.
Because real talk, you asked me, hey, what would you trick off? Would you let the streaming service? I don't need the streaming service. I'm tired. I'm 8:39. I'm done.
Wish.
I'm done.
Another thing I've learned about myself though, would extended myself to short, like to people. Like I'm always, grandma need me, I'm there.
Yeah.
This person need me, I'm there. This person come there to their birthday thing, I'm there. I always show up for everybody else.
And that's not a bad thing, Finn. So check. So I hear you loud and clear, right?
Yeah.
But when we look at that 6F framework again, right? So, you know what I'm saying? The faith, the family, the friends, right?
Yeah.
So I told this cat the other day, because he got a decision to make whether or not he take this gig. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be 2 hours away. You know what I'm saying? Right? 4 hours going back and forth every day, or, you know, keep doing what he's doing.
Right.
And what I broke down to him, I said, hey man, your business and the way you make your money, you built that around the lifestyle that you want.
Yep.
So if you want to do those things and be able to show up, you know what I'm saying? Like when my mom's, you know what I'm saying, was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah.
I sent an email out to clients like, hey, mom's diagnosed with stage 4 cancer.
Man.
I'm not going to be available.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
But I built the business where I didn't have to be that available anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My team jumped in. Right. So your deal is again, that's why we don't let the finances, we don't let the tail wag the dog. If you sit down and be like, hey, how do I want to show up in my faith, in my family, my friends, my fun, my fitness and all of that. Right. And then I build my finances around that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then it's a lot easier.
So you just mentioned your mom, and so I want to talk about this too because you know I was at the funeral and things like that. And I met your mom. So my mom's going through literally the same thing you just said. Goodness. So stage 4. Yeah. She's actually in the hospital right now. So I'm just go all straight. So I don't like the social media shit. I don't be posting shit. But so Saturday, my mom got rushed to the hospital for pneumonia. Damn. So she already has cancer and pneumonia. So you know it's really fucking them up their immune system. Yeah. And then on Sunday, so Saturday I went in there and seen her. So it's different being in the waiting room. Yeah. Right? So you in the waiting room, you don't really know what's going on. So I'm like, okay, grandma, I'm about to take you home. I got to go back in the room. Yeah. I go in the room. Yeah. Total. I've never seen my mom down this bad. Low-key death. You feel me? Yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying to hold myself together. Like, okay. You know, then you try to process, you try to see it, but you can't ever see it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So boom, Sunday come around, worse. Yeah. So it's like, okay. Pick my grandma up. She break down in the car. So when your grandma break down by her daughter,
oh gosh,
you know, is it slow? Like what's going on? Yeah. But it just made me think, and all in this moment, I'm moving, literally packing my shit to move, and I'm like, yo, like life don't stop. You feel me? Like I'm moving. My mom might be gone tomorrow, but life, I still gotta pay this rent. Yeah. In May, life does not stop at all. No. How do you keep that going? Man. You running businesses. Yeah. Lost your mom. Like, how do you keep it going? Life, literally, I just text my friend this. Life don't stop.
Life don't stop. So I'm going to go kind of technical. First of all, I'm going to keep you, moms, and the family in prayer.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. So all love on that. That's the most important thing. But I'm going to get a little technical. So we mentioned, I think right at the beginning of this piece, we talked about how I'm a strategist, not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to sell nobody no product. I'm trying to get you to the finish line. Right. And that finish line is financial freedom. Yep. And financial freedom is when you've prepaid and bought your time back. So stay with me here. So financial freedom ain't having, $1 million in your 401k.
For sure.
Financial freedom is the point in time where you have enough passive income or monthly recurrent income coming in that your bills are paid.
Got you.
So that's why I go as hard as I do, because I want to spend as much time with my daughters and my wife as humanly possible. Because when we lost my mom, that reality hit us like, ain't none of us promised tomorrow. No. Like she didn't even know she had cancer. She found out she had cancer because, what I'm saying, the funny story is, we had chinchillas. Yeah. And me and my wife went out of town on vacation. So with the kids. So my mom and sister was at the house, what I'm saying, and one of the chinchillas got loose. And my mom fell down, what I'm saying, trying to get the chinchilla. So she went to the hospital like, yo, I fell down on my side, you know what I'm saying? Trying to pick up a chinchilla. I know they was looking like, who the fuck got you? You know what I'm saying? Right? And then that's when they did the scan. It's like, there's cancer all over your body. So she didn't even know she had cancer, right? So I say that to say, man, it's like, I am so intentional about me getting the money because I'm not trying to get the money to floss. Yeah. I'm getting the money to have all my time bought. so that I can take my daughters to AU, right?
Yeah.
I can go hang out with my dad and just sit. I can
Yeah.
I can go record an episode while my mom's in the hospital and she's in the bed right here because I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I own my day. I own my business. I ain't got to ask nobody, hey, can I go take my mom? No, motherfucker. Hey, clients, I'm going to be gone for the next 2 months.
Flat out.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I built it that way. I built it so that I can show up better for my peoples.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good as fuck.
Yeah.
And also, what I am learning too, even when you're saying that, you don't have the 24 hours, you got to make something of it. I think our generation struggles with that, right?
Yeah.
We want to go get high. We want to go drink. We want to post the pictures on Instagram.
Yeah.
But what else did you do with your day? I've literally learned that.
I had a cat said this quote to me, and I'm sure he got it from somebody else because no. Yeah,
Trying to be funny? No. In our day and age, call that shade. You being shady?
No, I'm not being shady, but here's reality. It's nothing new. It's nothing new underneath the sun.
Okay.
So typically, when somebody say some fire shit, it's because they didn't heard somebody else say it. Like yo, so they just hit you with the recycle game, and then you are like, yo, that shit is fire. What he said?
Hold on though. Some shit be mine.
Some shit is some shit for sure. Right. But he said to me, hey, the billionaire and the broke motherfucker got the same 24 hours in a day. What is the billionaire doing different with their 24 hours than you doing? Because literally that's the one resource that we all are equal. I might make $500,000 a year. You might make 50. But guess what? I got 24 hours and you got 24 hours. The reason I make more paper or the reason I'm whatever is because I'm just dealing right now with my daughters, right? Yep. You know, that generation when I fucking get on the thing and flip. So, and hold on, you got me hyped. Check this out. Let me slow down. Take my breath. One of my friends, one of my older Jewish ladies at the gym asked me, hey, Perry, are you watching the NBA? And I was like, no. Now, everybody know I'm a hooper. Yeah. What hooper don't watch the NBA?
Facts.
The motherfucker who don't want to stay up late watching somebody else live their dreams, and my dreams ain't there yet. Well, I'm worried about how niggas can tell you everybody's stat from 20 years ago, but can't tell them the interest rate on their savings account. Can't tell them how much money in their bank account. Can't like you're tracking the wrong stats. Like I'm not gonna stay up and lose sleep watching somebody else live their dream when I'm still working on mine. That's crazy work to me.
Crazy.
Daughter,
right?
Hold on, I got a daughter want to play D1. Well, what you doing on your phone? So I told her. So I'm gonna tie this all together, right?
Yeah.
We're playing on this Under Armour circuit.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, all these girls from all these different places.
Yeah.
And they got a girl on this team, man, who's
crazy
cold. She as a freshman, she averaged 22 points a game. She's already on the watch list, you know what I'm saying, as a All-American top 150. Man. And my daughter's in the backcourt. They're backcourt partners, right? And I'm like, so have you gone to your teammate and said, hey, what are you doing? What do you do? How often? Like, because the story is she's a gym rat. She's in the gym 3 hours a day. She doesn't do any social media. I haven't seen her on the phone scrolling yet. I haven't seen her do a TikTok yet. Man. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Man.
And when she get on the court, she's a fucking monster. She's a dog. Man. So this is where, not just with finances, but with anything you're trying to get good at. I told my daughter, I said, you need to go up to her and say, hey, what's your workout like? Yeah. Matter of fact, what you eat. When you see the game, what are you seeing? Like how do you get ready for the game? I've been studying the girl because she's so cold. She does the exact same warm up before every game. Everybody else, you know what I'm saying? She does the exact same stretches, the exact same warm up, and she gets out there and she blows girls' faces off. She's, you know what I'm saying, 20 points a game. So I told my daughter, I was like, you got the cheat code. Yeah, you're playing with someone who she's already getting recruited by D1 schools. So just go to her and be like, so what are you doing? And then you'll be like, huh, she's not on social media. Oh, she's shooting. She's in the gym 2-3 hours a day. Yeah. How many hours are you in? You went 2 days. I'll watch you go 2 days after the tournament and pick up a fucking ball.
And I will say that I got to give you your flowers on that. Just being a dad and being that figure in a life. For me, with my dad, I feel like from 6th grade until I graduated high school, we was in the gym every day. Like I remember in the summers, like in the summer, it was every day. I used to be a hungry ass nigga in that cable truck. Yeah. But one thing my dad did, we went to the Y twice a day. You go in the morning, do some cable, or at night. Yeah. It was a thing. All my friends be like, so my mom said, you going to your dad's for the summer? I'm in the gym. I'm not kicking it over this in the summer. I don't see none of my friends from the school because I'm in the gym.
Yeah.
I'm doing 400 push-ups a night.
Yeah.
Like, but these things, I will say that it takes a strong person. When I was talking about mentality, it takes a strong mindset. It takes a strong person to be like, damn, I gotta pay this car pay. I gotta do this. My life is fucked up right now, but I have to see the I gotta see the light.
Yeah, for sure.
When I heard your episode, you was talking about it online.
Yeah.
Worst time of your life.
Yeah.
But you had to see the light.
Had to see
you
the
feel me?
light. I was gonna finish.
Ain't no way I'm gonna quit.
Yeah.
I feel like I have that in me. Like there's no way I'm gonna quit.
I know you have it in you.
You feel what I'm saying?
I know you
like,
have it in you. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know you have it in you.
But on some real shit though. But I think I do give, like I said, give you flowers. I gotta give my dad flowers too, because those little things, it seems so little, but it means so much in your life.
It means so much, bro, because big shout out to your pops, because me and him played against each other. You know what I'm saying? Cause so
he was cooking you.
Yo, no, I was hanging. I was holding on. You know what I'm saying? Right. But here's the deal. We talked. I know we kind of pivoted into the athletics. You know what I'm saying? But let's bring it back to the finance piece, right? How you do one thing is how you do everything. Right?
Say that again.
How you do one thing is how you do everything, but sometimes we just don't connect the dots, right? So here's the deal. Oh man, I want to hoop, so I'm picking up the ball every day. Well, I want to get my finances. Well, what fucking finance book did you read today? What finance podcast did you listen to? You know what I'm saying? Who did you connect with? Do you know somebody might look at me and be like, man, you kind of doing your thing. You've been to the crib, $1 million crib. I drive a Range. I bought my wife a Genesis from the hot tub on some flex shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was on a hot tub. I said, she want this. Hey man, you still got that? Run that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And sit back in the hot tub. So somebody would look at my situation and be like, he got it going on.
Yeah.
Right. But bro, I will call somebody up in the heart. Like I have 4 multimillionaires. One dude is worth 100 million. The other one's getting close to be. That is on my calendar. I will not let you go a quarter without me hollering at you and seeing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Hey man, this is what I'm doing. What you reading?
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. When I went and saw my guy in DC who has 800 units in DC, you know what I'm saying, right? I stayed with him because I hit him up. He was like, yeah. I was like, so what's the goal? He's like, man, I'm trying to get to a B by this age. I said, a B.
A B?
You trying to get to the bitches? What? Oh, you talking about a billion?
A billion. Facts.
And I've seen one of his accounts for 35 million that he sent to me like, hey man, check this out. Tell me your thoughts. I got this shit. I was looking at shit like, I was like, this the nigga that was cutting my hair in my freshman year. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, but the deal is I flew out to DC to see him. Yeah. You're not going to run like that and me not be with you.
Facts.
I'm in the pickup truck. We going looking at properties. You know what I'm saying? This cat now bilingual. You know what I'm saying? So boom. So he like, and the first thing we did, we got in, boom, we did our thing. And then that morning we woke up but early, and first thing we did, we went to the gym.
Yeah.
Then I watched him, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z got a lyric, you know what I'm saying, doing $1 million deals from the iPhone. I saw this in real life. I seen him on speakerphone, like, yeah, man, transfer $1 million over there, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, this nigga just did $1 million deal from the kitchen. And then a cat came through, and with the closing documents, like I gotta go, like I have to go close.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta go over here. They come to the crib. We sit up, we still in our workout clotles, and he just closed and bought bought an apartment building. I'm like, yup.
Yeah.
Let me get to the lab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm humble.
Yeah.
Right, man. And it's not I don't let pride get in the way, because of pride to stop you from being successful.
And I
wish not helping, not asking for help. But also too, I pay attention to who's doing it. And I reach out to them and say, hey, can I get you on my calendar for once a quarter where we just connect? You know what I'm saying? Another one of my homies just sold his business for 8 figures. Somebody hit me, they said 8 figures. They're like, how much are 8 figures? I said, well, here's the deal. 7 figures is $1 million. So 8 figures starts at 10, goes to 99. So between 10
you tell me
and 99, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Right, and he sold the business.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm flying to North Carolina to see you.
Yeah.
And see the house, the $3 million house you pay cash for.
That's fucking
so
crazy.
You might think I'm doing it, but I see cats that's doing it at a way higher level than me.
Yeah.
And I'm humble. And what's so crazy that everybody is mad humble, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's the thing too. It's I didn't mean to cut you off, but you being humble and you already got the formula, right? Mm-hmm. But you're open to enhancing your formula for more.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? If you got the choice to be ordinary or extraordinary, or you got the chance to be mediocre or great,
Why would you pick? Yeah, who would you pick?
You could probably be great in the same amount of time. It probably takes more time to be mediocre. Like
Literally.
it literally takes more time to be
And
mediocre.
energy too.
You know
Like
what I'm
I
saying?
ain't fucking asking that nigga shit. I got
right.
it.
You know what I'm saying? Let me go and get this round. Hope my credit card go through.
You know what? This is how I know I'm gonna make it. This is when I know I made it. This is gonna sound so mediocre to you. I know I make it when I go into a store and I'm not checking that Huntington app just to see like shit. I do know that rent coming out tomorrow.
So here's the deal. Here's the deal. My wife called me Mr. Throw it in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Because if we on vacation, I'll wild out. I'm like, no, just put it in the bag. You know what I'm saying? We ain't. But the deal is, don't put too much in the bag. Put that in the bag.
Hey, don't check the price tag, but check maybe that.
yeah, but don't put too much in the bag.
That's where I'm at though.
But real talk. So check it. Okay. You know why I'm able to do that? My guy who sold his business for 8 figures put me onto a book called The Jewish Phenomenon.
The Jewish Phenomenon.
And I recommend everybody get it because there's a reason why the Jewish population is less than 4% of the population, but controls 90% of the world's wealth.
Yeah.
So they got it down to a science, and they actually got it in that book. And he gave me this quote, man, that blew my wig back. He said, we sitting at his $1 million crib that he paid with cash, the whole nine, $3 million crib paid with cash. And he said, yeah, man, the goal is to be prudently frugal,
okay,
and selectively extravagant. So prudently frugal. So here's the deal. I'm not gonna overspend on the day-to-day shit.
Yep.
I'm gonna know where every dollar is going.
Yep.
Right? Every dollar's gonna have a job and know where everything is going.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna give you $3 for a coffee at Bob Evans. That's crazy, motherfucker. I was just gonna drink this water and I drink some coffee at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Like we was out with Bob Evans and my dad ordering tea and I'm like, my nigga, like bring your own tea bag. Like
ask for hot water.
No, I'm getting hot water. Can I have a hot water and a lemon, please?
And I got this. I got this back from the crib.
Yo, hold on. I'm the cat. You know what I'm saying? In the same day, I'll get a tomahawk steak at the steakhouse, $200, but I started the day off with a tuna fish sandwich.
Okay.
So the deal is, I will go up top.
Yeah.
But during the other times,
I'm not.
No, I'm watching that dollar. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to overspend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, babe, why do we have cancel that? We're not even using that, right? So prudently frugal, selectively extravagant. I don't believe in, the whole scarcity mindset, like, oh, I just got to hoard and one day I'll hopefully have enough money.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go out here and use my skill set to create more paper so we can do what we want to do and how we want to do it. And there's levels to it because I can't move like my guy in DC. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because he's moving at a whole nother level.
Right.
I'm moving at a level, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of people will never get to.
Damn, man.
But the deal is, I will eat. Hold on. During the pandemic, kids at the crib, I was like, yeah, I got something for y'all little niggas right here. Y'all gonna learn these struggle meals. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Everybody else is getting toilet paper. I was getting a hamburger helper. I got I got the tuna helper, the hamburger helper, the stroganoff joint. I got the stroganoff joint.
Hey, the hamburger one though go crazy.
It go bananas. So cats be like, the nigga in the range eating hamburger helper, yeah. Open up that box. You know what I'm saying? And first my kids were like, oh, y'all done had too much sushi. We didn't do too much date night.
Let's really get into it.
No.
Yeah.
We hold on. I'm gonna teach y'all about this pink salmon in the can. I'm gonna get these salmon croquettes popping. We're gonna get these rich crackers, this egg, and this rib, and this. You know the joint I'm talking about?
Too, yeah. Hey, we used to make meals.
Hold on, we still
noodles.
Do. We still do.
Cheese slice.
My wife, you know what I'm saying? She leave me at the crib. I'm like, okay, cool. I got this pink salmon in the can. Whole house funky to the motherfucker because I'm gonna put the onions in it, yo. Hey, but the deal is, cats was like, because I save my paper, so when I want to go up top, I can go up top comfortably and not be looking at shit like, well, I don't know if I know I got it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, because I know my numbers, and that's super important. So you said this earlier. I got to do a shameless plug. Yeah, you mentioned like, yo, P, I should have signed up for some of your courses, you know what I'm saying? But, I went out. We have a course called our Financial Freedom Bootcamp. Okay. It's a 5-day boot camp. Yep. I teach people how to think like the bank. So anybody listening to this, just go to thinklikthebank.com. Got you. And it's going to be on there where you can sign up. It's $97 for 5 days. And I'm going to teach you everything. I'm going to show you. I actually show people my accounts. Yeah. And I'll be like, yo, so have your advisor ever showed you their accounts? And they're like, nah, well, here are my accounts. I log right on in front of their asses like, here's mine. This is what I'm doing, right? But I
Yeah.
teach you how to think like the bank. And what you start to understand when we start to think like the bank is you understand that the banks are so crazy. They'll give you a savings account earning less than 1%.
Yeah.
But they took that money and they flipped it 3 or 4 ways. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I won't go into like the details with it. But but I actually teach people how my finances are set up so you can go win for $97. $97, bro.
That ain't
you
bad.
gonna blow that up. And then
At the fucking bars.
hold on. And VIP is $297. That's just so $297. Stay with me. $297. Not only do you get an hour a day for 5 days, but you get 2 hours. In the first hour, you can ask me any question you want to ask about your finances. Like, so it's redirecting what we put our priority in.
Yeah.
If you can go out here and you can trick off, $150, $200 on a happy hour just to wake up with a motherfucking migraine
Hangover
and
and
blah,
shit,
blah,
yeah.
blah, and feel sluggish, then you can redirect that and learn how to get the bag.
And that's another thing too. I'm all about accountability.
Yep.
I gotta be accountable.
Yep.
I haven't tried to because I haven't had to.
Ooh,
I haven't
that's
tried
real.
to because I genuinely have not had to because I'm a spoiled brat. You feel me? So, and one thing that Steph had brought to my mind is like, okay, so think about life without your grandma. If you didn't have your grandma, you have your mom, you have your dad. If you didn't have these people to call on, you would make different changes because you had to.
You had to.
And
That's
what
real.
I've learned is like growing up, I didn't have to.
That's real.
You feel me?
That's real.
So for me, it's like I'm trying to unlearn that call, that text, because it's like, in a position I am right now, I might have to get that text off. You feel me?
Yeah.
But before,
Yeah.
I was just in a place where I could have had it if I wanted to put it in savings.
Yeah.
I could have did these things, but I just didn't because I knew I was cool. If I don't have it, I know. Not that I'm just fucking off, but I paid all my bills.
Yeah.
And now I only have $100 for 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
I know I can ask my grandma, can she pay for my Chipotle?
Right.
You don't think about that. That's small, right?
Right.
But that's big in a bigger picture.
Oh, that's major, bro.
You feel me?
That's major clarity, right? Because I know I'm wired a little differently than cats, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But one thing that one of the major financial breakthroughs I made, Dewey, was my wife was having these heart issues.
Yeah.
And I put myself in a place of saying, if I don't generate $50,000 in 30 days, my wife is going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you've seen the movies, you know what I'm saying? Like what you said is powerful. Like you hear the stories like how the mom picked up the truck when their kid was trapped underneath it, right? You know what I'm saying? Get this superhuman strength.
Yeah.
Or the one movie I forgot, you know what I'm saying, where the kid was dying and he shut down the hospital and had the hospital on hostage,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying, right?
John Q. or
something like that, right?
Yeah.
So all of us have these superhuman capabilities.
Yeah.
But the situation may not arise for it to come out. So sometimes you have to create it. So though I didn't think my wife was gonna die, we was having these heart issues. And she was working as a full-time massage therapist at the time.
Yeah.
So I put myself in a place and I said, if she goes to get her heart checked and they say, hey, she needs a procedure for $50,000, what would I do differently about what I'm doing right now to go get the bag?
That's good.
And that month, I think I did $53,000. And after I did it, now they just became the norm.
Yeah.
Like if we don't have a $50,000 month, I feel like I'm poverty stricken. Like, damn, we ain't do 50. Like, damn, we only did 30 this month. Hey, yo, everybody shut down. Don't.
Give me everything.
Yo, fam. Kids like, oh, I done wrote up like it's a recession this month. Don't ask for shit. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. DoorDash, you don't need no drink from DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I know my kids.
You want everything.
My kids traumatized like shit because let my paper be below $50,000 a month. It's a recession for everybody's ass. Everybody, we're shut down. We're shut down.
But you know what you was also telling me and what you just said about the family piece. You are that family member that has that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
You are that family member. So what? I have to ask you this because I am that kid that I feel like I've always known that my peoples had money, but I didn't know how it was distributed. I didn't know why. Yeah. I didn't know why it was important. Yeah. I just knew they had a fund.
Yeah.
And we are going to use it, right?
Yeah.
So why was it so important for you to instill that in your daughters?
Because, man, after I've been in my industry 20 years.
Yeah.
And especially in the Black community, man.
Yeah.
We don't talk about money.
Hell
it's
yeah.
weird to us.
Yeah. You don't want nobody to know your shit. Yeah.
I don't want them to know what I got.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know what I'm saying, for the audience, just so we can have some clarity here, my wife is Jewish.
Yeah.
Right? Did you know my wife is Jewish?
I didn't know she was Jewish.
You know
I just
you knew she was white. Because that's why you didn't have, why you wouldn't bring them on the show. You got those racist tendencies and shit, you know what I'm saying? When the show is love. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to my white wife.
Yeah, big shout out. You're dumb, bro.
But stay with me here. So
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you a quick story, bro. So, you know, so me and Sarah are dating.
Yep.
And, you know, we doing a family dinner. So, you know, her parents and her dad is like 100% European Jew from New York City. Born in New York City, you know what I'm saying? Grew up in Jersey, whatever. So, finds out that he has an account at a firm I used to work at, UBS, right? So he's like, oh, yeah, I said, oh, who's your advisor at UBS? I'm like, yeah, I know him. I used to work at UBS. He's like, oh. So next, you know, another Sunday dinner, he brings out his statement. What you think about this? And I'm like, oh, okay. I see how they got you invested. And kind of just left it alone, right?
Yeah.
So got back home, me and Sarah were talking. I'm like, yeah, your dad's account is trash. She's like, what you mean? I was like, he's not a big enough account for them to care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they want accounts with 3 to 5 million, 30 million. Like, his account, they don't care. He's not getting service on that account. It's
Gotcha.
trash.
Right.
She's like, well, you should tell him that. I said, I'm not telling him that. She's like, no, we help each other in our family. I said, okay. She said, you need to go and schedule a meeting with him and my mom. Now I'm shook daddy because we're not even married yet.
Yeah. So you like, I ain't even kidding for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Right
You know what I'm saying?
now.
Right? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm the black dude she done brought home. Talking what's popping.
Yeah.
So I scheduled a meeting, Dewey, right? And we sit down at the table and I said, hey, so I'm going to have this conversation with you as a professional. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm your future son-in-law. You know what I'm saying? But boom. So I break it down to him. Boom. This is off here. This isn't set up. Blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Just lay it out, right? And I noticed some things when we was having a conversation. The wife had accounts and the husband had accounts.
Yep.
Very different values.
Okay.
It was never my account.
Yep.
It was, these are our accounts.
Got you.
Didn't matter whose name was on it. It was our accounts.
Got you.
So I do my 1-2, shoot my deal. And then, you know, my father-in-law, not my father-in-law at the time, but he looks at me, he says, so how do we get this money to you? Now I'm really shook daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, oh, they're about to give me like $1 million. Like, oh, okay. And he could see I was shocked.
Yeah.
He said, oh, you don't understand. He said, you're marrying our most valuable asset. This is not our most valuable asset. You're marrying our most valuable asset. And when we're gone, she's going to get the money. And you're going to be married to her. So effectively, this is your money. So why wouldn't I want you to manage your future money?
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
Culturally, we're fucked up. That pride piece, I don't want people to know, blah, blah, blah. Other cultures ain't moving like that. The Jewish culture ain't moving like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the Asian culture, they're not moving. Like, so now with my in-laws, you know what I'm saying, right? We talk about money, you know what I'm saying? I remember sitting on the vacation, you know what I'm saying? It was me, my brother-in-law who owns a dental practice, right? You know what I'm saying? Who's Lebanese, my father-in-law, boom. And we sat out there like, yeah, what you do this year? Oh man, I did $500,000 this year. Cool. Oh man, I did 120 this year. I think we'll do 250 next year. Okay, cool. Right?
That's crazy as fuck.
It's a casual conversation. Because guess what, my guy?
Yeah.
Remember the 6 F's? The finance is the last one.
But why? Why though? Why?
Because family's more important. He literally said that to me. My most valuable asset, you put a ring on a finger.
Yeah.
This is money. You can make money. You can make money, lose money. It's infinite amount of money out here. You know what I'm saying? But there's only one daughter. There's only one mom. There's only one grandmom. There's only one, you know, right? You know what I'm saying? Right? So the deal is, that's what's most important. So a lot of times we get focused on the wrong shit.
We definitely focus on the wrong shit.
So, but what gave me crystal clarity is that, like, no, money should be as casual a conversation as me saying, hey fam, I like the hairline. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Like, see you trying to throw the hairline because I was swearing out a little earlier.
But it should be a casual conversation, fam.
Facts.
Like it shouldn't be weird.
I like that.
It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be like, man, I don't want to talk to this. I don't want to talk to his advisor because I don't want him to know all the bad mistakes I made. Nigga, I done fucked up too. I've been on the board. They done repossessed my car. I done came home to newborns with the lights turned off. You know what I'm saying? I done been broke as a joke. I done fought to get my credit back up.
Facts.
Like, and what's crazy is when you start talking to these ultra wealthy cats, they done did the same shit too.
Yeah.
They just figured out how to, you know what I'm saying?
Get away from
you know what I'm saying, right? All of us are fighting the same battle. The same stress I have making $500,000. My guy who's making $10 million, he's up at night too. Like, shit, we got to pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got to cover payroll. You know what I'm saying? We all fighting the same battle. So when you start to understand that it's just money, like, you know what I'm saying? One of my mentors like, yo, say this out loud. It's just $1 million.
Yeah.
It's just $1 million.
Yeah.
When I have people come through my boot camp, one of the first things I have them do is record a video and say, I will be a millionaire.
Yeah.
And I deserve to be a millionaire because ...
Yeah. Yeah.
And people struggle with that.
Yeah.
Because just to say that out loud is so hard.
Yeah, it don't sound realistic either.
Right?
It don't.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
Until we show you how to do it. And you can be
like,
a millionaire.
Damn,
you can be a millionaire this year.
And that's another thing too. I feel like I'm in a place where I don't got no kids. You feel me? I'm really just growing out here. You feel me? I'm really just a boy. You feel me? I'm growing into a grown man.
Yeah.
And I feel like I know I have so much life. I know there's so much greater.
Yeah.
And I think that's my fire too. There's so much greater, but what I'm seeing right now, this ain't great. This $100 account ain't great.
Okay,
you feel me?
So audience, check this out. We about to show Dewey how to make $1 million in the next 12 months.
Appreciate that.
Okay, right now on this episode.
Yeah.
Get your pen and paper. This off the dome. I had no idea I was going to do this, so this is strictly freestyle off the dome. Like, I'm actually in the booth and shit. I almost want to grab the mic. So I'm sitting here with Dewey.
Yep.
He got a phenomenal podcast set up. The stuff on the wall that y'all can't see is just absolutely fire. His editing is absolutely fire. And there are so many entrepreneurs who need to get their voice out who don't know how to set this up.
Yeah.
You could easily charge an entrepreneur $10,000 a year, $10,000 for 90 days to help coach them and set them up to do what you currently do, which is easy to do. I sit here and watch you do your setup. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. You could easily charge $10,000 for that. What you could also do is you could also create a course on how to do it. Yeah. So let's, you know what I'm saying? So imagine there's so many entrepreneurs out here who need to get their voice out, right? So if you charge $10,000, let me pull my phone out.
Yeah.
How many 10,000s would you need to do to make $1 million this year? We'll say $1 million divided by 10,000 is 100.
Yeah.
You can't find 100
people that want to do the podcast. Yeah. And I told you that when you asked, and the thing is, y'all, he asked it so casually, like, so what's your goal? Like, what you be doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? But like I told you, people reach out all the time.
Reach out. So here's the deal. So maybe we're gonna start off at 10.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying, right? But actually, no, fuck that. Start off at 10. No. But here's the deal. Because the cast that's serious is gonna spend that paper. Because when I went to my coach, I spent $10,000 for 90 days.
Yeah.
Right. So you're gonna have some folks who spend that 10, but you're gonna have some folks who can't spend that 10. But you know what I'm saying? What they pay, you know, $1,000 for an online course for you to build out.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So let's say let's say you have $1,000 course.
Yeah.
Right. You just record, hey, this is how you set up the camera. This is how you do the lighting. You order this, boom. The same thing, I had you come to the crib like, hey, fam, what I need to do over here, right? You know what I'm saying? Let's say you charge $1,000 and all of that is spelled out where somebody who has no idea what they're doing from start to finish, you know what I'm saying, figure out how to get it done. And let's say you already got a podcast. Hey, if you want a podcast, you know what I'm saying, boom. But let's say you get 1,000 people. 1,000 people paying you $1,000 that you don't even talk to sign up for is another $1 million. Let's say that you suck ass at that, you know what I'm saying, and you only do this 10%. Let's say that you just suck ass.
Yeah.
And you only do this at 10%. That's still $100,000 that you're making passively on top of what you're doing.
Facts.
Right. So the reason it's hard for people to say that out loud, and because we've been conditioned to think that $1 million is a lot of money. You actually have to tell yourself it's just $1 million.
Yeah, facts.
Oh, it's just 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of our programs is 10,000. We was with a couple last night. They're like, hey, Pete, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's 10,000. Like, it's casual. You know what I'm saying? Like, it breezed over. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. In between drinks, like, pour me up real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I'm dead ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're having dinner and they're like, Perry tells about like, so what's the ticket on the myth? It was like this. It was like, oh, it's 10,000. It's just 10,000. You gonna eat the rest of that? Okay, cool. Because it's just money. It's just money. Yeah. But the deal is, we've been conditioned to think that 10,000 is a lot. If you think 10,000 is a lot, you think $1 million is impossible.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you do. I mean, I also, That really goes to like the $100. You used to think as a kid $100 was money.
I thought it was like, ooh,
$100 is $5 today. What?
$100 as a kid, you balling out.
I need that. 100 get you to A and B.
So because I know I'm like 20 years older than you, $100 to me, we had a store on the east side, big shout out to East Side, Akron, Ohio, Bear Street, you know what I'm saying, where they had the penny candy. Yeah. $100 means that I'm getting everybody candy. I'm making Chico sticks, Juju, young big, like everybody love it. Everybody's eating for $100. Yeah. Like I'm the man.
Fair.
So it's kind of one of those deals, man. It's all about perspective.
Man, and perspective. I really feel like mentality, like and like I said in the I put on the outline, we can touch it, but we basically have. It's not in you. It's not on you. It's in you. Yeah, it's not on you. It's in you. And I feel like it's definitely in you for sure. Like to want better. You have to want better to do better. Flat the fuck out.
You have to want better.
That's what it is. Yep. And I feel like I hit a place in my life where I'm like, okay, you know, I'm fly. You already know I'm flyer than you type shit. You feel me? I'm fly. You feel me?
This Luna is hitting.
I'm flying shit. But I'm saying though, like, I got the presentation, right? Yeah. I got the formula, but it's just about actually doing it. So for the temp check, we usually have people write in and ask a question, but I want you got young niggas listening to this right now, young niggas. And I feel like women, I know y'all listen to it, but most times women got their little finance together just a little bit better, right? So to the young men listen to this, what advice would you give them when they think about finance in the future? Like, what would you give them? You didn't give them hella gems and hella takeaways, but what would you give a young man my age, 30s, even his late 20s? You feel me? Like, what kind of advice would you give him for his future and his finance?
Okay. So I've been in the lab studying like crazy because we're on this mission to close this crazy wealth gap that we're seeing.
Yeah.
With the current administration, I think this wealth gap is going to get wider a lot faster.
Absolutely.
So let me first put some numbers to that. It is projected, and you can go Google this, everybody. It is projected that Black and brown people will have a median zero net worth by the year 2053.
Crazy.
And with the current administration, I think that's going to happen a lot sooner. Right. So first thing with the finances is with your money. First, look, there's so many different things. One, you need to know your numbers, right? But that's getting more into the technical and the wealthy framework. So let me zoom out and kind of get into the spiritual piece. It is written in the word that we were put on this earth to be abundant, to take dominion. If you truly believe that you was made in God's image, then you need to believe, you know what I'm saying, that you're absolutely great.
For sure.
And your finances are based upon how you perceive your greatness.
Yep.
Because there's a thing that I learned here recently called human life value.
Got you.
Right. The amount of money you make, because before we can get to, growing the bag, we first got to figure out how to make money.
Absolutely.
Right. And we've been so conditioned that we got to have a job paying us a minimum wage or $20 and $30 an hour that now we think that's what we're worth. So for those listening to it, understand that you're worth way more than that.
Yep.
So your human life value and how much you're paid is directly reflected to the value you add to the marketplace. There's a reason why the brain surgeon makes $50,000 an hour and the homie at McDonald's is making $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Because that brain surgeon is bringing more value to the marketplace.
Absolutely.
So if you're struggling with your finances, that is telling me it's a direct reflection, not that you're missing strategy, is that you don't understand your true value in the marketplace. And if I use you just, Dewey as an example, I know we got kind of serious here, but if I even use you as an example, I see what you're doing is super valuable.
Yep.
Right. But I don't know if you realize how valuable it is and the value you could bring to the marketplace.
Yeah.
Right. So going in, being a consultant, like, hey, I'm gonna help you consult with your fashion. Yeah, I'm looking at your branding and how dope this is and all of that. Like, how many people would actually pay you more than how many people would pay you a year what you're currently making at your job to actually help them do this?
Facts.
Right?
Facts.
So until you start to understand that your finances is just a direct reflection of how valuable you perceive yourself in the marketplace.
Yikes. That's tough. That's
when the money starts to change.
That's tough.
I had to do it myself, right? Because when I came into the industry, right, it was all about, this is how you get your clients and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And I was one of the first firms, when I started my firm, to go and say, I don't care if you give me any money to invest.
Yeah.
They like, people like, you don't want me to open up an account? No, I don't care. They're like, okay. I said, what you're going to do, you're going to pay me for my advice.
Yep.
And when we start calculating the ROI on advice, and I asked somebody, I said, I'll even ask you this question, Dewey, like return on investment. What do you think is a good, and this is not a right or wrong answer.
Yeah.
Right. Everybody's going to answer this differently, even the audience. What do you think is a good return on investment from a percentage standpoint? If I said, hey man, give me $100.
Yeah.
What do you think is a good return on that $100 over the next year?
For me?
Yeah.
What I would get back.
Yep.
So if I give you 100, I feel like more than half, 60, 70.
Okay, cool. So let's call it 60%.
Yeah.
Right. So you give me 100, and at the end of the year, I give you 160. That's a 60% return on investment. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I found out when I started calculating that the advice I was giving people,
Yep.
instead of a 60% return, they were getting like a 20,000% return. I had this one client that in casual conversation, you know what I'm saying? He had left this gig. He wanted to do this money. I said, man, you need to do this, and this.
For sure.
Let's call it 6-8 months later. We're at the gym in the hot tub. He's like, yo, P, just let you know, man, you know what I'm saying? Good look on that, blah, blah, blah. I said, oh, that's what's up, bro. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, because of what you told me to do, I bought this property, which you know, let me get this property, and this property is worth $1 million. And I sat there and I said, this motherfucker just made $1 million net worth off of a 5-minute conversation I had with him.
Yep.
And I didn't charge him. So I was devalued, but I'm around here trying to figure out how to pay bills.
Yep.
And I just gave you $1 million worth of gain. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start charging you for the gain. So that's why my programs are $10,000. That's why I got a program that's $30,000. I got a client who pays me $60,000 a year. And the client who's paying me $60,000 a year said to me the other day, it's like, man, P, I'm still getting a crazy return on investment on you because when we was about to buy this other practice, you told me, no, it's not worth that. And I saved him $300,000 because I just looked at the number and said, no, it's not worth that. You're about to give $1 million. It's not worth that. It has the issue here, here, and here.
Yeah.
He's like, but $700,000, you think they're going to take it? I don't care if they're going to take it. This is what it's worth.
Not worth it.
and when he went and said 700, they said, okay. So I saved him $300,000 and less. So yes, you pay me $60,000 a year. Shoot, we're going to be 5 years in just for him. You know what I'm saying? He's still getting a return on my advice.
Yeah.
When you start to understand how great you are and the value you can bring to the marketplace and what people would pay you for what you do casually.
Casually, bro. Casually.
Your finances change because now after you get the money, now you got to figure out what to do with it. And that's why you go through the boot camp and shit like that.
I do this shit in my sleep. Like genuinely. Like
facts.
I do this shit at work, but I also do it for personal shit. So like I feel like I know I'm a whiz at this shit, but it's just like I'm very, to your point, humble. Like I got the formula how I do it. This is what works for me. Yeah. But people are like, how do you do this? Yeah. And I'm thinking, you asking me how to break this number? You asked me how to set this mic up? You asked me, you know what I'm saying?
The things that we do easy, people struggle with. And that's where I see so many entrepreneurs leaving money on the table because it's easy to you. Yeah. Like it's easy to me to get in the car and drive. I can drive and be talking to you.
Hell yeah.
Doing right. And my daughter's in that bad boy like,
yeah.
Okay, did I put the key in? Did I press the brake? Because it's not second nature. Yeah. So, so everybody else is just starting to drive. Everybody, the majority of people just got their temps. Facts. You've been doing this. Facts. And you can help them get to where you're at. Exactly. And that's the value, bro. So that's the money piece, man. So again, so remember I said the 6 F's? Yeah. It ain't the finances. Stop focus on the bag and focus on, you know what I'm saying, spiritually who you are.
Family.
Your faith. Faith, family. Because the faith is so big because God didn't put you here to be broke.
Yeah, I know that.
He didn't put you here to struggle.
I can't be broke.
That was not his plan. Let me just throw them out here so they can struggle.
Yeah, no.
First word was like, I'm gonna give you dominion, you know what I'm saying? Go out here and multiply and be fruitful.
Absolutely.
Not be broke.
This ain't for me. This is not the life.
And he didn't say, hey, I'm gonna hook you up with this 60-day delinquent. That wasn't his play for you, bro.
This ain't the life for me, I swear to God. I keep telling people, bro, I'm greater, bro. I swear to God. Don't look at my account though. You feel me? Yo, this is a good one, bro. This is a good one. Okay, I have to say this. I gotta give you your flowers once again. You dropped too many gems. So y'all didn't have to pay him for this session, but y'all got a good session, right? But no, like I respect everything you do. Real shit.
Appreciate
From
that,
family to your wife. I mean, well, she's family, but like from your wife to your kids to just how you hold yourself. Like you give off, I'm not going for no bullshit. You feel me? And you need that.
Yeah.
Like your demeanor, your mentality, like I'm gonna be great. And I feel like I definitely look up to you in all areas, but like that area for sure where it's like I can't be in a room with you and not hear about how you feel me, how you got to stay up on your shit. Yeah. And that's good. You do need mentors. You do need people that's going to guide you. And I think what I learned in this episode for me personally was like reaching out to ask for help. Yeah. Like a nigga, I'm the nigga, will drown before I ask for help. But then I ask for help when it's too late. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think that does come from like childhood shit, just feeling like I'm the oldest, so I have to have all the right answers. Right. I'm not always right. And that's what I've learned from this episode. So I definitely appreciate you. And I want you to plug yourself, plug all your businesses, everything, mister.
So first of all, your transparency is super dope.
I appreciate that.
And just allow that. If this is how you do it in here, just allow that to do it in life. Because, if I know I've said it a couple of times now, the answers you're looking for are typically in the room. Yeah. And if it's not in the room, somebody in the room knows somebody who has the play that you need to run to make, to make things happen. So, I'm easy, y'all. For me, just go to thinklikethebake.com and we got something for everybody. So whether you just starting out and you got, a 60-day delinquent and $1 to your name, or or you make 7 figures and you trying to figure out how to make multiple 7 figures, right? You have to be intentional about educating yourself and learning from people with a proven system who are going to keep it 100 with you. 100. Like, do you want a strategist who's never made a mistake? Yeah. Or do you want the one who's had to do it over multiple times and been a millionaire 2 times, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Less before turning 50. You know what I'm saying? Right? Because I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Right. And that's how you want to be able to learn that. So you just go to thinklikethebake.com. I'm gonna plug you can connect with us on, Instagram for the young cats, Facebook for the older cats. You know what I'm saying? Right. But get down with the boot camp. You know what I'm saying? Like get down, $97. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then even if you can't show up those days, you got access to the recording. So it's no excuse for you not to get smarter. Yes. But you said it, man, you got to want better for yourself. And if I'm not going to convince nobody anything. Like if you think, $97 and tricking that off is more important than you getting your financial literacy up.
That's on you.
Because real talk, I'll end with this. I hate it when I see these 2 words together, but it's a big word for everybody. Like everybody's like, I want to create this generational wealth.
Yep. That's all you hear.
Yep. Generational wealth. Oh, why are you doing it? Generational wealth. Man, why you tie your shoes like that? Generational wealth. Why you brush your teeth? Generational wealth. Nigga, that ain't generational wealth. So here's it. I'm gonna break down to y'all just so you know this. Take this away from everybody. Take this away. Generational wealth is not the life insurance or the real estate or the business that you give somebody. Generational wealth is transportable. Generational wealth is the information that you share with the next generation.
Hell yeah.
Because that next generation needs to know how to go out and get their own bag. Now, if you can give them some life insurance and businesses and properties, that's just added on. Because if you don't give them the knowledge first, then they're going to trick it off and blow it off anyway.
100%.
Right. So you give them the information, but it's kind of like this as we're sinking, we drinking the Luna right now, right? You can't give what you don't have. Yeah. So stop saying that you giving out, you creating generational wealth when you ain't figured out how to create personal wealth. Nigga, how you gonna give somebody? You gonna pass down how to be broke? Yeah. You gonna pass down how to be? You don't know. Like, do you really know how to create? So I can say this because I know I will be work optional by the age of 50.
Facts.
Right. And I had these plays earlier, I would have been work optional by the age of 40.
Crazy.
Right? And again, not retired, work optional. I'm going to continue to do what I do because I know my human life value. And I also too know that I have something that can help. When I help this family, I know I've helped 2 or 3 generations. Yeah. And that's my legacy. Yeah. It's the kids and the grandkids that I help who would never know my name, but they parent or grandparents sat in front of me and I gave them something that they didn't pass on. That's my legacy. Yeah. Right. So that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll leave with, bro.
I appreciate that, y'all. So y'all definitely tap in with him. Tap in with the OG who can't dress, you feel me? Tap in with OG. But definitely tap in with me Official DR on my personal page, prescribe DR _ prescribe DR on Twitter and Instagram for the podcast page. Definitely subscribe. You have YouTube too, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Go to his YouTube, like, comment, subscribe for mine and his. And you feel me? This is a great conversation, man.
Thanks,
like,
bro. Appreciate
real life. Like, I really appreciate
it.
It.
Took
Like,
5 years to get
it
on,
literally
but
took like 5 years.
I'm not
you
tripping
feel
though.
me?
Episode
But
76.
we here though.
You know what I'm saying?
76, 77, one of the two.
I'm gonna
I think it's 77 for real.
I'm gonna tell my wife that you're not racist. So it's all good.
No, I'm not. You feel me? But just prescribe with the realest, where we say the things your friends won't say, your man gonna lie about, and we out.
Peace.
Yeah.